We're going to talk about how to create a animation with your camera and just a fly-through scene, and then how to export it out. So the first thing you want to do is animate your camera. So right now I'm currently in animation mode, and I am on just a camera perspective. I'm going to change it to perspective so you can see kind of where my camera is. Okay, I'm going to delete this camera and create a new one, so you know how to go from that step. But I'm going to go up here, make sure again you're in animation mode. I'm going to go create, cameras, and then camera. Okay, and you're going to be able to see it right there. I'm going to go to my move tool and then just kind of use that to move it. You can see that I can rotate out and kind of move this right away and know where it's at and not necessarily see what it's seeing. I can also go to panels and then perspective and camera 1, and now I'm seeing what camera 1 is seeing. Okay. From here, what I'm going to do is, you can do this really any way you want, but you want to make sure you're selected either on the camera or you're actually looking as the camera. So what I'm going to do here is down here in my timeline, I'm going to just stretch this out. So I can go as long as I want. Like, I just changed that to 300 for my max timeline. I don't really need that much. I might do 100 or something like that, something more simple. But I'm going to put my playhead over here at 0. And I'm going to go to panels. Now, I can do this 2 different ways. Like I said, I could set the camera first. At beginning stage. And then go up to key and set key, and you're going to see this little red marker pop up down here. So right there, I've set a key, and then, all right, I'm going to say, okay, 50 frames in, I want this thing to be up here, and I'm going to go key, set key. All right, now I'm going to go and change right now to my camera view so I can kind of see what it's looking like. And right there, okay, this is over time, so I actually have it going reverse, backing out, it looks like. I'm going to go up to 90, and then I'm just actually going to do this manually now. I'm going to back up my camera even more. I'm going to switch back to camera and perspective. Maybe rotate it sideways. And key, set key. Let's see what this looks like. Now my camera is moving backwards through the hallway. I could obviously have done that the other direction. There you can see it turns slightly. Okay, at this point maybe I want it to raise up and move over, and then a key, set key again. So I'm going to see what that looks like. I'm actually going to zoom in here so I'm only playing the frames that I have rendered out. And there we go. You can see what my animation looks like. Next step, we're going to go up to, I'm going to save this. Now, there's ways you can delete keyframes, but I might recommend if you mess up something, I would just maybe create a new camera or undo one step or multiple steps depending. I'm going to go up here to Arnold, and I'm going to go to, actually I'm sorry, I'm going to go to render and render settings. And this is really where you need to start setting some of your stuff. So a couple things you want to change. Right now we're going to change, I'm just going to use this and leave that be the same. My image format, I'm going to switch to JPEG. For frame slash animation extension, name.number.extension. For frame padding, I'm going to leave that at 5. The other important stuff here is, let's see, let's scroll down a little bit, is start frame 1, end frame, I think I was at about 125, so I'm going to change that number to 125. And then I'm going to go down here. This is very important, where it says renderable cameras. You want to change that to camera 1. Otherwise, you're just rendering out your perspective and nothing's going to change. And I think everything else looks good. Okay. All right. Close. Now I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to Set Project. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to create a folder for this all to go to. So I'm going to go to Desktop, and I'm going to go ahead and make a new folder. I'm going to call this Render Final. And I'm going to choose that one. I'm going to hit Set. Okay, and I'm going to say Create Default Workspace. All right, from here, I'm going to go up to Render and go down to Batch Render. So what this is going to do is actually export all my frames out of here in like a movie format into this folder that I made. So I'm going to go into render final, and it's working right now. It's going to eventually create a folder in here for my images. So you can see percentage of rendering done 0, but now it's starting to go. All right, and then it looks like we're done. Let's go double check that folder again. There we have images, and there's our movie. Okay, so now if I or drag selected or open one of these and I kind of just space through, you would see what my animation is looking like. Now, it created a folder where everything's just being stored from that animation as a JPEG. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to open up the program Premiere. Okay, so this is a very simple process, and then you can export from Premiere. So we're going to create a new project. Just hit OK. You don't need to really set anything up. And then what I'm going to do is just say new project if I haven't already opened it. It looks like I'm good. I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to Import. And I'm going to go find on my desktop my render final folder and my images folder. Okay. Now you can see them all. Here's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to hit Options. Okay. That's going to give me the ability to choose image sequence. So I'm going to change this. I'm just going to select one and check image sequence and hit Import. And what this is going to do is basically put this thing together, and I can just drag it over to my timeline here. Put this thing together as a movie. Right. And then from here, I can File, Export, Media. And a couple things I'd probably want to do here is format. I do QuickTime's fine. H264 is also a good option if they have that. There we go. And then just kind of tell it where to go or tell it what its name is going to be. All right, and hit export. See if it should prompt me where to save it. Did it not? There we go. Corridor. And then there is my final movie.